Hi. I got requested after my Marshmallow Unicorn tutorial to do a few other ones by Rachel Sermanni that also happened to be on the Mahogany sessions. So this is the first of them, and it's called Bones. And your capo should be on the 4th fret. Mine is actually on the 5th because I'm tuned down half a step. So I'm sorry if that's confusing, but I'll be doing everything relative to their capo when I talk about fret numbers. So hopefully it should be okay. The Mahogany session version of the song is pretty similar to the album version, so I don't think there will be too many discrepancies, but there are a few chords where she plays a certain chord in the Mahogany session and you can't quite hear the notes in it in the album version because of the other stuff on top, so you might like to vary the chords depending on if you're playing by yourself or with other people who are playing the other stuff. But right, so it starts off, she doesn't have a pick or anything, she's not strumming, she's just plucking, and the chord is like your E minor but with a on the 4th fret, so 0, 2, 4 and then open, and she hits the bottom note and then with her three or 4 fingers grabs the other strings, not grabbing the top one and not really grabbing the B, so kind of just stick to these ones. Alright, and then our next chord is like a G7 shape, which is, but it starts at the A and then it's still open, so the fret numbers are 5, 4, 5 and then open, so still sticking on the bottom 4 strings, so and then we move up to the 8th fret, still all relative to the capo, so 3rd, 5th, 8th, so we've played here. It's the same shape, and as long as we're playing the bottom 4 strings we don't need to worry about anything else for now. And then down 1 fret, so that's the first little riff she plays. It's she does that again, but then possibly even on the first time she has these notes on top, which are just the 8th and 7th fret on the B string. So and you definitely get those when she's strumming them. So we play through this a few times. Get to the end of it after she's played it a few times and go, it's like a more solid stop to it. And then in the Mahogany sessions she picks up her pick and starts to strum. I'm not going to use a pick because it won't sound good here, but it's the same chord sequence as before, just played with very regular strums. In fact, no, at this point she's not playing regular strums. She's going. So, first hit on the bottom few strings, and then followed up by a few covering more strings, and they're all downstrokes. So. And then once we've played that a few times, we get towards the end of it, and we go. Alright, let me just play through that once more, and then I'll tell you what it was. So, we went from our G7 type thing on the 8th fret to the 7th fret to like an A5. So you play, if you imagine playing the A bar chord, but you only played bottom 3 strings and then the rest are open. So that shape right there, just like the typical power chord. And then same on the G, so 2 steps down. Same on the F sharp, 1 step down, and then into the E minor. And she starts to like properly strum as you go down those. So. That's just a little, the way she strums it goes. Okay, now following that, we go straight from the E minor into an A minor, and then into an E7. In fact, no, it's like an E major 7, but you have the 2nd fret on the G string. So if I just read the frets out, from bottom it goes 0, 2, 1, 2, and then 0, 0. So that little sequence is. And then she plays that about that many times, and then goes back into the verse sequence. In fact, I'll probably get some things wrong when I'm telling you the order of what things are happening, so it's better if you just learn how to play the little sequences, and then it's really easy to tell when they come. So I think she plays that a few times and then goes back into the verse. Let me just go through that whole sequence there, just in case. So. And then back through the verse once again, and we get to the end and we play the same thing. And then in this next bit of lyric, she's actually playing this instead of our previous sequence. So I think it goes, good day, says the sun, the morning has come, hide away without moonlight, you're pale and undone, you must listen to me, this is what you are. And she changes faster there. So before you played a few bars on this, but here it go, good day says the sun, the morning has come, but now it's you must listen to me, this is what you are, it's not you that you see if you hold me afar. And so you play through those, and then when you get to the end of it, you go to the G. Up to the G7 thing at the A, our 8th fret, our 7th fret, and then back to our E with the 4th fret thing on the D. So that's probably a bit confusing. Basically you play the E minor, the A minor and the E major 7 type thing through that verse, listening for when she changes, because it's not always the same. And then when you get to the end of it, you go E minor, G, and you play this a few times. Sorry. And then once you've played it, you go into this chord, which is it's like an E major 7, but with I think the 9th. So if I go from low to high and talk about the frets, it goes 0, 7, 9, 8, 10, and then you don't play the top string. I guess you could. It doesn't really matter. It's in the chord, so. Yep. So that's that. And you play that like constant strumming, pretty strong. So. And then once you come out of that, this is again a new variation that we have. We start at the E minor, we go to our A thing, and then we go to an A major over here, and then into a D minor. Alright, so it's and then you repeat that. Slow it down when you get after the D minor, the second D minor, you play an A minor. You slow down at that point, and then you go back into the how she started off. And what I just said there was slightly out of time. Now, in the mahogany sessions, that's what she does. She doesn't really play that whole sequence in the full time that it would take. She just goes straight back down to it and then starts singing. In the album version, I think it's more proper timing at that, but depends which one you're playing along to, so just keep an eye out for that. The other thing is that in the album version, this chord, I'll show it to you better. This note in it isn't very audible, so it's like kind of sounds better if you play the E major and then add the 10th fret up here instead of the E major 7. So yeah, we were back to the picking, and she's singing here. And then when it gets to the last time, you go up to here, you slow down your picking. So there I've stepped down from 7th to 5th, and I've kept my little finger on the B string, which we haven't done before. Normally when we play the shape in the 5th position, 5th fret position, it's got an open B string. So we now have the little finger there. We step down to the G, and we don't play the B string here. We're playing the bottom 4 strings at this point. And then the final chord, we step down 1 fret and put our little finger on the 4th fret of the G string. So it's 2, 1, 2, 4, and that's all we play. And we play it once. So the last sequence goes. a slightly tricky chord to get the hang of. But yeah, that should be the song. I went through it pretty poorly because I literally spent half an hour tabbing it and then decided to record this. But I hope that you can patch it together yourself. Hopefully this shows you the chords and the patterns and the sequences, which is the hard thing to work out. Actually working out where they go in the song shouldn't be too bad. So just listen along and work it out, and if you want a tab to this, I'll try and find the time to write it. Just put a comment and request that. The other request I got was Breathe Easy, so hopefully I'll do that soon. So yeah, cool. Thanks for watching.